Hello. Generic robot narrator voice here. Dan Peluche has been rather busy, and forgot where he put his microphone. What an idiot. So I'm here to coordinate these stories for your listening pleasure. These are 4 supposedly true ghost stories from Bakersfield, California. These stories and more can be found at www.ghostsofamerica.com. Enjoy.
I was born and raised in Bakersfield. These are a few of the strange things I've witnessed. When we were around 11 or 12, me and my best friend would talk on the phone for hours every day. For a while, whenever I would call her, different people would speak on the phone with us. There were multiple people, and they all had different names and personalities, but all of them claimed to be dead. My friend was an 11-year-old little girl, and these were often full-grown men's voices, so it couldn't have been her talking. At first we thought it had to be one of us pranking the other, and thought it was funny. Once we discovered neither of us were making the voices, we started to realize how strange it was, and they stopped talking. I often stayed the night with her at her apartment in the Quailwood area of Stockdale. At night, when we'd turn the lights off to go to bed, we would always see a tall black figure looming in the far corner of the room. There was nothing there to cast a shadow like that. At night the dark always had this thick static-like texture to it. One time there was this dense mass of static collected in one particular spot in the middle of her kitchen. I stuck my hand in it, and my entire arm went numb. At the far end of Quailwood Park, there's a large tree with a fork in the middle. At night there always seems to be a black figure peeking out from behind the tree and moving around. When we approach it, it vanishes. We've never seen anything there that could cast a shadow. Typically we don't get a bad feeling from the figure, but sometimes it feels almost malicious. At those times the air around that part of the park feels different, almost colder. One time I was taking a night walk with another friend through a poorly lit neighborhood street off of White Lane. We were about to turn a corner when I heard a strange scraping noise at the very edge of my hearing, coming from the middle of the street. I felt something like a strong gust of wind and then an intense adrenaline rush. It came out of nowhere. There was no wind before that. It was dead silent.
My wife and I lost a set of car keys. We turned the entire house upside down, even looked outside in the dumpster to see if we may have thrown them away. At our wits' end, we used a mobile phone application in hopes of getting a response about the whereabouts of our keys. We received words like plant, chair, table, and my sister-in-law's first name. We thought, wow, this might be my wife's recently passed father coming through to help. We have a plant we refer to as Dad's plant next to the dining room table. The keys turned up exactly 1 week later, sitting in plain sight on one of the dining room chairs next to Dad's plant. There was a significant event that led up to this happening. The night the keys went missing, we heard a man and woman's voice shouting really vulgar language from our back spare bedroom. We got startled and thought someone had broken into our home. It turned out to be our laptop, which was not online, blaring out a random podcast through the laptop speakers at full volume. Yes, possible hack or glitch, but who knows? Even though the laptop part and even the keys could be explained, the timing of events was weird and unsettling. This apartment is near the airport. It is definitely nowhere as creepy or haunted as some of a living space I've lived in previously. Other than occasionally being woken up hearing my name being called out, or seeing a man dressed in old military pilot fatigues standing in front of our bed, this place has been quiet. The strangest thing about paranormal experiences is they always seem to happen when you are not thinking about ghosts or the other side. Submitted by Travis.
I lived on the east side of town in the Hillcrest area, called Avenida Escuela. Shortly after moving into our home, I began to witness dark figures appearing in my bedroom. These figures were both tall and short. They have come close to me, standing next to me on my side of the bed. I have woke up to one of them holding my hand and touching my foot. I haven't been afraid until late one night while I was watching television. I saw a young man standing next to my bathroom door. He was not a dark figure. He's around 5 feet 6 inches. He had a black baseball hat on and dark hair sticking out around his hat. He had on a blue and white plaid shirt and dark jeans. He turned and looked at me and was starting to walk toward the bed where I was sitting. He had a tall dark figure standing behind him. Then he started to come towards me. It scared me and freaked me out, and I screamed out for my husband. They both disappeared when my husband came into the room. If anyone knows of anything that's ever happened here on the east side of town in the Hillcrest area, please let me know. Thank you, Marie.
I lived in Bakersfield for the first 25 years of my life. I was about 23, working at the Alley Cat and Cafe Med while living on South Half Moon Drive. I returned home after working a lunch shift at Cafe Med. The plan was to relax before heading into work that evening at the Cat. I was watching TV in the front room of the apartment when I saw what I thought was my roommate's sister walk across the doorway to his room at the end of the hallway. I yelled to her, "I see you, Bree. You can't scare me. I know you're there." It looked like the person had hidden behind the door of the room. I yelled again to her, "Come on, get out of there, and let's have a beer before I go to work." No answer. I jumped up and ran to the room. "I know you're behind the door, Bree. Quit messing around." I jerked the door closed to look behind it. There was no one there. I know I saw someone or something walk across that room. Now, shortly after that happened, I got a better look at whatever. I had returned home during the day to take my usual place on the recliner in front of the TV. Down that same hallway towards my roommate's room was the laundry area with 2 folding accordion doors, which were open. As I watched TV, I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. When I turned to see what it was, I saw a young boy standing behind one of the doors, as if he was playing hide and seek, staring at me. He was fair complexion. He wore glasses. He had a striped shirt on. I could not see his pants as he was partly hidden by the door. Upon seeing him, I got angry. I yelled, "What the hell? How'd you get in here?" I got out of my chair, and he continued to look at me. When I ran towards the laundry area, he tucked behind the door. I yelled, "You can't hide." When I reached the door, expecting to find a scared child, I found no one. He was so clear down to the glasses and striped shirt. Finally, every morning around 5 a.m. there would be a serious pounding on the wall. Every morning. My roommate and I thought it was the neighbor paying us back for late night parties after the Alley Cat closed. It sounded like a boxer punching a heavy bag into the wall. We started to notice it happened even when our neighbor wasn't home. Real creepy. Submitted by Jesse. Comment by Chris. I lived at 3029B North Half Moon Drive. One day, I put my kids down for a nap, and then went into the kitchen. It looked like there was blood splattered all over the floor. I checked on my kids and cat, they were all okay. I tried to clean up the spots on the floor, but I couldn't clean it. It just disappeared over time, about an hour and a half.
Thank you for listening. If you have ghost stories that you'd be interested in me narrating in a future video, please email them to danthaplush@gmail.com. Thank you, and good night.